Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
I'm a pretty thrifty person, but I mean, I'll definitely be watching every dollar. Christmas shopping or going out to eat with the family. It's feast or famine, and it's not feast.
From producers to consumers, the wet conditions in Valley farm fields could have us all digging deeper at the grocery store. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard explains on the chain reaction and how people are reacting to it.
These are really great for baking. Yeah,
it's fresh, it's local.
Jennifer Lamble from Fargo is picking up some produce for her family. She's a big fan of Ladybug Acres.
I enjoy clean food, and so I know that what I'm growing is clean, and I enjoy bringing it to people that have that same, mindset,
She's got, her produce is super good, and she's always got such a variety that makes it nice.
The impact of the flooding has many farmers trying to keep their heads above water.
We've got standing water in the field. Things are really dirty and mucky.
So it's bad, but I suppose it could be worse. We've probably got about 6 inches of precip in the last 2 weeks.
Meaning the next time you go to the grocery store, it could cost you more.
You're going to eventually see it in your supermarkets and stuff too, in your produce and that you buy. It might not necessarily come from Fargo always, but some of it does.
It's been a difficult season. I tell folks if it was my first season farming, it would be my last.
Causing a chain reaction, it's hitting other businesses like Jim Jensen's. He sells oil to the farmers.
If they're not out in the field, then they won't need it.
And it has a domino effect on other companies that supply farmers. Now, all the farmers that I spoke with today said they're just trying to stay optimistic. They're helping each other out, and they're finding other forms of income before winter comes. In Fargo, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
U.S. Senator John Hoeven says North Dakota farmers impacted by this early season winter weather can get federal funding to help cover crop losses. As chairman of the Senate Ag Appropriations Committee, the senator says farmers with qualifying circumstances may be eligible for money from the $3 billion disaster relief legislation that was passed back in May after spring flooding. And as North Dakota ranchers dig out, some are noticing their livestock gone, possibly wandering away. The North Dakota Stockmen's Association is helping to reunite missing animals with their owners following the storm. They'll publish a found livestock report in addition to the regular missing livestock report. And for a link to where you can find that, visit our website, valleynewslive.com. The driver of a tanker truck was injured after a rollover on Interstate 94 near Castleton. It happened late this afternoon near the Lynchburg exit on I-94. We still do not know the extent of his injuries. Traffic was briefly slowed as crews cleaned up the scene. No word yet on what caused the truck to roll on its side. What was thought to possibly be an arson case turned out to be an accidental fire. Saturday night, 3 junked cars caught fire at Berger's Body and Glass just west of Wahpeton. The shop owner tells us that they were working on some cars when something sparked and started the fires. The cars were destroyed by the flames. A Fargo brewery is shutting down and abandoning plans to move downtown. In a Facebook post, the owners of Killstone Brewery say that they will soon be saying farewell to their customers. They say this comes as projected investment of the downtown project made it difficult. On top of that, owners say their current location is unsustainable. Killstone opened in spring of 2015. They will be continuing taproom operations through the weekend of October 26th. A Detroit Lakes mom says she's considering taking legal action over an incident captured on video showing her son being shoved by a teacher. Sarah Peterson's son just started at Detroit Lakes High School less than 2 months ago as a freshman. Officials say the district say the teacher was attempting to break up a fight, which the student says he wasn't part of. Peterson says she knows her son isn't a saint, but adds the teacher crossed the line when he touched her 14-year-old son.
No parent should have to go through something like this. And when you send your child to school, you should be able to feel safe sending your kid there.
And I told him to stop touching me like that, throwing me and stuff into the doors.
The DL school superintendent says that teachers are taught to use intervention methods. At this point, however, he's not casting blame until the school understands what happened. Dozens of teens run away every year across the state. Dakota Boys and Girls Ranch indicates 80% of runaways have experienced trauma, and that staff just building relationships with the youth can help dramatically. But there's a gap when they leave. So the ranch developed an aftercare program where a family engagement specialist stays with the family for at least 6 months. YouthWorks, the state's only service agency that specially caters to runaways, also offers emergency counseling and shelter for up to 21 days in facilities in Bismarck and Fargo. You can call 1-800-RUNAWAY for help. And Department of Human Service leaders say that in foster care are at greater risk of running away. And to help prevent children from entering foster care, North Dakota is now one of 11 states implementing the Federal Family First Prevention Services Act. That gives states and tribes access to additional federal funding for prevention services. North Dakota's state auditor says the Department of Commerce violated state law when redoing the Be Legendary logo and brand. The audit says 2 temporary contracts were used to keep the cost under the financial threshold when it should have been treated as one contract. And some expenditures under the Enhanced Use Lease Grant Program were charged to the wrong time period. The Department of Commerce disagrees with the findings, saying it followed proper procedures. Innovate North Dakota is offering grant money for entrepreneurs. The state is offering up to $40,000 for those who own or want to own a business. Entrepreneurs need to complete 4 phases to receive funding.
As they move through the phases, the program grows with the entrepreneur and their business idea. So they're eligible to a certain dollar amount depending on the phase that they're in.
To find out more, go to the Innovate North Dakota section of the Department of Commerce's website. There's a mystery about fake water filters that stretches from Michigan to New York, and it includes strange clues that shed light on a growing problem of counterfeit refrigerator filters. Here's Investigates TV's Lee Zurich of our national investigative team with fake filters.
We're trying to get the J train towards Broad Street.
Right here on this crosswalk.
Right here? Here's our train.
A 50-minute subway ride from Midtown Manhattan. 6 stops.
There's the sign for Brooklyn.
Stairs, then a short walk to 63rd Street in Brooklyn. That street 750 miles away from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and the home of Ken Gauld. When Gauld needed a replacement for his refrigerator water filter,
I went looking online for options.
His mouse took him to a company called SupDrop and a water filter that looked like a reliable replacement.
The packaging looked pretty legitimate to me.
But it wasn't. When the filter arrived, instead of SupDrop, it came with an EveryDrop label. That's the brand name of filters Whirlpool manufactures. This filter looked a lot like a Whirlpool filter you can buy direct from the company. When they're next to each other, it's hard to tell the difference.
I didn't know that counterfeit water filters were such a big thing.
But the counterfeit water filter industry is huge.
There are billions of dollars of goods coming into our country.
Millions of counterfeit filters.
You can find them anywhere online. Major retailer websites.
Could people be drinking unsafe water because of these counterfeit filters?
Absolutely.
Whirlpool confirmed the filter Ken Gauld bought in Michigan is a counterfeit. Tracking down that company's SupDrop proved to be tougher. On the company's website, when you click to view the location, it takes you to Manhattan, steps away from the Park Central Hotel. But there's no sign the company operates at that location. We tried ordering our own package of SupDrop filters. When we did, our receipt ended up showing 3 different company names. It's been weeks. We have no filters, and the company won't answer us. A call to the listed phone number,
call rejected,
repeatedly gets rejected. And that takes us back to 63rd Street in Brooklyn. When the filter arrived at Ken Gauld's house, it came with a Brooklyn return address. So we went to the location, or at least tried. We walked the residential area looking for 1030 63rd Street. But when we arrived,
1028.
A counterfeit address.
That's 1032.
For a company Whirlpool says is sending customers counterfeit water filters. Lee Zurich, Valley News Live.
Experts say your best protection is to buy directly from manufacturers when shopping online. Many manufacturer websites also have links to local stores that sell their genuine products.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
All right, not a bad way to start the work week. A lot of melting going on here in the valley, and our rivers, well, they already were high and now responding. Major flooding is going to be likely within 24 hours in the Oslo area. That's one of the higher impact zones from Grand Forks and points north. Numerous gauge sightings here on many of the Reds rivers and tributaries will be reaching a minor, if not moderate, flood stage, including the Harwood area. That Cheyenne River could be a problem. Also, the Wild Rice River near Abercrombie is swelling as well. Hey, here's another photo that was shared with us on ValleyNewsLive.com. Margie capturing this snow avalanche coming from the ceiling there. Some of us just doing what we can to bear with it, and well, that's one way to do this in October as we take a look at the mixed up or confusion of the seasons here. This taken at Maplewood State Park. Here is a look at your current conditions. It's quiet, has been for most of the day. Clouds have been building into the FM area. We're holding on to 40 degrees thanks to those clouds. Your wind whispering at 3 miles per hour. But where it's not whispering, we do have some changes taking place. Devil's Lake Basin down to the James River Valley as a weaker and faster moving storm system will be pushing its way through. Right now, western Stutsman County, Woodworth to Medina seeing some showers where you see the dark greens. Carrington, New Rockford seeing some of those sprinkles. Likely rain reaching the ground in the Rolla area. That's heading towards Rock Lake and Can-Do and changing over to flakes. All right, here's your hour-by-hour forecast. As we head to bed tonight, we'll sink through the 30s, and many of us starting the day out in the low 30s. But look at the blue on the screen here. This is where temperatures will be cool enough for some flakes of snow near or close to drive time. Devil's Lake, places that got hit pretty hard down through the James River Valley and even beyond down to the south as we start out our day. This is going to be fairly light compared to what we were accustomed to over the weekend, and the rest of us will have a decent chance of rain showers to begin the day. So 30s and wet for everyone and white for a few. As we go through the day, the northwest winds will pick up 15 to 25 miles per hour. As this low pressure system strengthens, that'll cool the upper atmosphere. And even during the heat of the day, we could have some snow moving through central and eastern Minnesota. Then as we close out the day, in the afternoon, our chances of rain drop dramatically. The wind will be pretty robust out of the northwest. Could see some gusts over 20 miles per hour. It looks cloudy for the entirety of our day. So in Fargo, the best chance of rain showers will be in the morning half of the day. After 1, I think will be mostly cloudy and quite gusty at times. Again, over 25 miles per hour. Shot at 40 degrees, Red River and east. A lot of 30s. Where we're melting some piles of snow that look like this in Orrin, North Dakota. Angela capturing this. That is one mighty large drift. All right, how about weather that does not, well, look like this or winter? We have a chance to see things dry out. Wednesday is when it starts. Now, we'll still be cool. Fargo, temperatures rising into the 50s for Thursday and beyond through the weekend. We won't be in the 50s in areas with a lot of snow, Mike, but the melting will go on. The flooding concerns will also persist.
I guess winter didn't last all that long.
Back to you.
Up next on Valley News Live 10 at 10, a new study says there could be a link between pollution and miscarriages.